Welcome to my channel. My name is Pumpkin, and if you would like to hear my lupus story, please keep watching. Before we dive into my lupus story, I'd like to give you a little bit of background information. Lupus does run in my family. My grandmother had lupus, 2 aunts. One aunt, she died of lupus. This was a long time ago, so the doctors didn't have a clue as to what was going on with her. There was an uncle and also a cousin. And to my knowledge, there are 2 living relatives with lupus, and I'm one of them. I'm still here. I'm still blessed. I was diagnosed with Discoid Lupus in 2016. But in 2000 is when I started noticing that something wasn't right. There were some issues with my body. It started in my feet and with fatigue. I had really bad fatigue, did not want to get out of bed for a long time, for a little bit over a year. It was pretty bad. I would go to the doctors, just see my regular primary care physician, and they took my concerns pretty seriously. They obviously could see that there was a problem. In my feet, I would get blood blisters at the tips of my toes, very painful, hard to walk. I would also get a lot of swelling in my feet. Most of the time, it would run one at a time, 1 foot at a time. But there were those times when I had to wear 2 boots for 2 swollen feet. So very painful and a little bit frustrating, to be honest with you, when you're getting all these tests done and no one can figure out what's wrong with you. But I'm just so thankful that the doctors did take my concerns seriously, along with my family history. They knew that something was going on, and they did their best to try to help me figure it out. But it still took many years to get that diagnosis. Did you have a hard time getting your diagnosis? I would love to hear about it. No 2 lupus stories are the same. Back when I had issues in my feet, the doctors would tell me, in the future, this is going to spread. And I was thinking, yeah, right, this is going to stay in my feet. But lo and behold, they were correct. And it did spread. It spread it to my face. So that's when I had to do more research. I would get the same type of blisters in my face. My face is my problem area. And as you can see now, not so bad. But there are times when my face is unrecognizable. If you keep following the channel, you most likely will see that. You know, the good and the not so good. Very honest and very transparent. After I was able to do some research on my own, I saw that I should see a dermatologist. And so that's exactly what I did. I went to my physician and I asked for a referral to see the dermatologist. I went in, had an appointment. The appointment went well. He was a very nice gentleman, and he definitely, wanted to help me get to the bottom of it. He suggested that we do a biopsy. I believe that I had a scalpel biopsy. He took his tool, the scalpel, and he wanted to cut some of the lesion. He told me that it was the perfect time because it's best done when they have something good to cut. So at that time, I did have a lesion on my face. Most of my lesions come in this nose area. So that's where I had one on my nose. So basically, he went ahead and cut it off. It did not hurt. It didn't bleed much, just a little bit, just a little poke, as if you were given a blood sample in your arm. So I had the diagnosis. He stitched me up. The stitches dissolved on their own. I didn't have to go back to the office to get them removed. And I just had a nice size Band-Aid right here. And I never forget it because I had started a new job that evening and I had to go in, with the big bandage and them wondering. They didn't ask me, but they wonder what's going on with your face. So I had my biopsy, waited about a week, could have been a week and a half. Wasn't very long, and he called me and said, yes, this does look exactly like discoid lupus. And honestly, I was relieved. Yes, I was relieved because I had been having some issues since 2000. So finally, I was able to get the help that I so desperately needed. When you have lesions going on in your face and they're untreated, it causes a lot of scarring. I do have some scarring, but I do choose to wear makeup. So you may not be able to see much of it now. But if you keep following these videos, there will be the good right along with the not so good. Very honest and very transparent. So you will see that. As a result, I was prescribed Plaquenil, also known as hydrochloroquine. He started me off with taking 1 pill a day. My pills are 200 milligrams for each pill. So I started off doing that, and it was going pretty good at the time. As time went on, maybe about 2.5 years later, the flares started becoming more regularly. So on one of my visits, I, let him know what was going on, and he said, let's increase this to 1.5. So I did 1.5 for about 2 years, and that led me to about 2021, around there. Then it increased to 2 pills a day. So currently now I'm taking 2 pills a day, 400 milligrams of the Plaquenil. I don't have any side effects. Everything is good with the Plaquenil. So it's all good. My face has improved a lot. I have less trips to the emergency room, less trips to my dermatologist. I would usually see the dermatologist about once a month. Now I'm seeing him about every 3 to 4 months, unless I have a problem. If I start to have swelling in my face, I usually go in right away. I have seen rheumatologists, and she suggested that I don't wait. That when I feel the inflammation in my face, that I go straight in for some help. Because with me, I'll wait and I'll wait and I'll wait. And I'll say it's going to get better. And the inflammation keeps rising and rising. So it's in my face and it moves upward. So the rheumatologist told me that at that time, she wasn't sure if it was doing any damage to my brain at that time. So that's why she suggested that I just go on in and get extra help when I'm having the inflammation. When I have the flares, lupus flare-ups that are more on the severe side, I take my Plaquenil, but I'm also prescribed a 5-day pack of prednisone. I used to like the low dose because when I would take more so like 20, 30 milligrams, 40, I didn't like the way that it made me feel at one time. But the last time that I took it, I actually did really good with it. So I take it for 5 days, and that's when my face is really inflamed. Sometimes, as I said before, it'll be unrecognizable. And many days, it is hard for me to look in the mirror. That's when I have to use those affirmations. That's when I have to say the scriptures, not just to say them or to recite them, but they're in my heart. So that's when it comes alive. And I have to tell myself, tomorrow's going to be a better day. You are victorious. You will get through this. You're going to be all right. So that's my lupus story. If you feel led, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. There'll be lots of new videos coming weekly. So I'm really thankful that you decided to stay with this video if you stayed this far. And some people, have said to me before, how can you be so happy? Why are you always smiling? But I have a lot to be thankful for. I always tell myself that things could be worse. I'm still here. That means God still has more work for me to do. So I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for this platform where I can share my story. And he's not through with me yet. So I'm going to keep on keeping on. So thank you guys for staying this long with me. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.